Before you start your morning, have you ever felt a subtle heaviness in your legs when you get up too fast, or a tiny strain in your head vessels? Maybe you notice a faint pressure in your chest when you skip water first thing, or a rush of tension when you check your phone immediately after waking. At the age over 60, your body sends tiny signals that many seniors think are normal, but these are early warnings that something is quietly affecting your brain circulation. And today you need to listen closely, because what I am about to reveal can change the way you start. Every morning, brain doctors warn that the first hour of your day can triple your stroke risk without you even realizing it. There are 8 morning habits that hundreds of seniors repeat every single day, and these habits quietly strain the brain, heart, and circulation. You may be doing several of them without knowing it, and one of them is so common that almost every senior does it. Before breakfast, this is why you must stay with me until the end. What if I told you that some of the simplest morning choices may significantly increase stroke risk before breakfast even begins? Brain doctors who study aging and stroke say these risks accumulate silently, and most seniors never notice them. In fact, research points to a hidden morning trigger, one that most people ignore, that quietly places extra pressure on the brain's tiny blood vessels without you feeling it immediately. This invisible stress builds day after day, and many seniors only notice it when symptoms become louder. Research shows that after 60, blood flow naturally slows down, and arteries become less flexible. This means the way you move, hydrate, eat, and even think in the first hour after waking can have a bigger impact than you might expect. Imagine waking up one morning and noticing a slight tension in your head, a cool tingle in your legs, or a gentle rise in your blood pressure. It is not painful, but these are early signals brain doctors warn about. By paying attention now, you can prevent serious problems later. Habit 8. Skipping morning hydration. The first habit, and the one that surprises most seniors, is skipping water right after waking. Many people simply grab coffee or tea, or start their day without a sip of water. Here is why it matters. When you sleep, your body naturally loses fluids, blood becomes thicker, circulation slows slightly, and the risk of clot formation rises. Brain doctors explain that morning dehydration is subtle but real. One study shows that even mild dehydration can increase stroke risk by affecting how easily blood flows through tiny vessels in the brain. Take Mrs. Collins, age 68, from Canada. She always skipped water in the morning, thinking coffee was enough. She noticed her ankles felt a little colder, and her mornings slower than usual. After her doctor explained the connection between hydration and stroke risk, she started drinking a glass of water immediately upon waking. Within a few days, she felt her steps lighter, circulation improved, and her energy was steadier. Keep a glass of water by your bedside and drink it first thing in the morning. Follow with your coffee or tea afterward. This small habit gives your brain and vessels a gentle wake-up and lowers stroke risk naturally. Habit 7. Sudden standing, rushing out of bed. The next common habit is getting up too quickly or rushing out of bed. Most seniors have experienced that faint dizziness or a soft head rush when standing too fast. Here is the reason. Sudden standing spikes blood pressure and forces the heart and brain vessels to adjust instantly. After 60, arteries are less flexible and the brain is more sensitive to pressure changes. Brain doctors warn that this sudden stress increases the chance of tiny vessel damage or a clot forming. Mr. Thompson, age 72, would jump out of bed and immediately start his morning routine. He noticed occasional lightheadedness but ignored it. After a routine checkup, his neurologist explained that combining dehydration with sudden standing could raise stroke risk. He began a simple practice, sitting on the edge of the bed for 30 seconds, taking a deep breath, and drinking a glass of water before slowly standing. Within a week, his morning dizziness disappeared and he felt calmer and steadier. Always hydrate first. Take a moment to sit on the edge of your bed, breathe, and rise slowly. This simple adjustment eases circulation and protects your brain vessels. And now comes the part many seniors never see coming. The next morning habit feels innocent, almost harmless, but researchers say it places a steady, silent strain on your brain circulation. Stay close, because the next one slips past nearly everyone. The next hidden habit slips past nearly every senior, but brain doctors warn it quietly stresses your circulation every morning. Habit 6. Heavy caffeine on empty stomach. Many seniors start the day with a strong coffee or tea before drinking any water, thinking it wakes them up faster. But research shows that consuming caffeine while the body is still dehydrated sharply raises blood pressure and makes the vessels constrict. When this happens repeatedly, it slowly increases strain on the brain and raises stroke risk, especially after a night of sleep. The blood is slightly thicker, the vessels are more sensitive, and the nervous system is more reactive. When caffeine hits before hydration, it triggers a surge in heart rate, a noticeable rise in pressure, and sometimes a wave of tension in the head. Some seniors notice slight dizziness or a faint pressure behind the eyes. Others feel their hands or feet turn cool, and a mild fatigue spreads through their body. These tiny signals may seem harmless, but over weeks and months they quietly put extra strain on fragile vessels and increase the risk of sudden complications. One senior in Canada started her day with 2 strong cups of coffee immediately after waking. She had no idea that her morning habit was causing her blood pressure to spike repeatedly. Her brain doctor explained that the vessels in her head were under stress and that these repeated morning shocks could silently contribute to long-term brain health problems. She tried drinking a small glass of water first and waiting a few minutes before her coffee. Over the next week she felt her head lighter, her chest calmer, and her steps more steady and confident. The solution is simple: hydrate first. Even a small glass of water softens the sudden pressure on the vessels. Then enjoy coffee or tea calmly and slowly, allowing the body to adjust naturally. This small adjustment helps keep blood flow smoother, reduces the sudden spike, and protects circulation over time. Habit 5. Holding in constipation or straining on the toilet. Many seniors do not realize how much pressure builds internally when holding in bowel movements or straining. Straining sharply raises intra-abdominal pressure, which pushes blood toward the brain with more force than usual. The chest and neck vessels temporarily face this extra pressure, and weaker arteries are especially vulnerable. One senior experienced slight dizziness and a wave of warmth in the head each morning when delaying his bathroom routine. He also noticed mild fatigue in his legs and a brief feeling of tightness across his chest. His doctor explained that these moments of high blood pressure quietly stress the brain and increase stroke risk, especially if repeated regularly. The reason this habit is dangerous is simple: when you strain the vessels in your head and neck, are forced to handle a sudden surge in pressure. Over time, this repeated stress weakens vessel walls and can trigger a clot or even a rupture in extreme cases. It is one of the reasons brain doctors say paying attention to natural body signals is crucial for seniors. The solution is practical and effective. Respond immediately to your body signals, drink enough water, eat fiber-rich foods, and avoid delaying the urge. Gentle breathing while on the toilet reduces internal pressure and allows circulation to remain stable. Over time, this small change can make mornings safer and more comfortable. These 2 habits might feel ordinary now, but the body is signaling quietly each morning for attention. If ignored, they slowly build risk and affect independence. But when approached with awareness, small adjustments can make mornings safe and give a noticeable sense of energy and clarity. And now prepare for the next habit. This one is extremely common and nearly invisible. Most seniors think it is harmless, but brain doctors warn that it quietly increases stroke risk, and the reveal will surprise you. Stay tuned. The next hidden habit most seniors overlook quietly affects their circulation and brain health every morning. Habit for skipping light morning movement or stretching. Many seniors wake up and go straight to daily tasks or breakfast without taking even a few minutes to move or stretch. After a night of rest, the blood is slightly thicker, the vessels are a little less flexible, and the nervous system is still adjusting to activity. This makes the brain and heart more vulnerable when the body remains still. One senior in Canada noticed that mornings felt heavier and her legs slightly stiff. She felt a faint tension in her head. If she stayed seated too long, her hands sometimes felt cool, and there was a mild fatigue creeping in. By mid-morning, her feet also felt slightly sluggish. A doctor explained that gentle stretching or a short walk for even 5 minutes stimulates blood flow, warms the vessels, and stabilizes blood pressure. This reduces silent stress on the brain and lowers the risk of stroke. Skipping morning movement keeps the blood from circulating smoothly and increases the likelihood of clot formation and vascular strain. Even gentle stretches like raising arms overhead, rolling shoulders, or bending knees lightly activates circulation and wakes the brain up. It also improves balance and reduces morning stiffness, which can make seniors feel more confident and alert. These small signs of sluggishness might feel subtle now, but repeated over months, they quietly affect your brain and circulation. The solution is simple. Spend 5 to 10 minutes stretching or walking slowly around your home after waking. This wakes up muscles and vessels, supports smoother circulation, and gives a noticeable sense of alertness, energy and lightness. It also protects your brain from silent morning strain and gradually builds independence over time. Habit 3. Excessive sugar in breakfast or coffee. Many seniors enjoy sweetened coffee or sugar-rich breakfast foods without realizing the impact on brain health. Sharp spikes in blood glucose increase vascular inflammation and slightly thicken the blood. This stresses fragile vessels in the head and increases stroke risk, especially after 61 senior noticed that after a sugary breakfast, she felt a faint warmth behind the eyes, slight dizziness, and mild fatigue creeping into her legs. Her hands would feel cooler and her chest a little tighter. Her feet might feel cold, and there was a gentle sense of heaviness in her arms. A brain doctor explained that these repeated spikes trigger inflammation and strain vessels silently over months. The more sugar consumed early in the day, the higher the risk for subtle vessel damage and sudden pressure surges. The reason this habit is dangerous is simple. Sugar floods the bloodstream, causing a sudden rise in glucose. The vessels respond with inflammation and slight stiffness over time. This repeated stress weakens delicate arteries in the brain. Even minor sugar habits like adding multiple teaspoons to coffee can trigger these tiny risks repeatedly. The solution is practical. Reduce sugar gradually in coffee or breakfast foods. Pair meals with protein or fiber to stabilize blood sugar. Drink water before and after your meal to support circulation. Choose natural sweeteners when necessary and monitor your response over a few days. Seniors often notice improved clarity, steadier steps, and a calmer head when sugar intake is controlled. Even though these habits seem normal, they quietly influence brain health, circulation, and energy. Each small change can lower risk, improve morning clarity, and support independence. It also gives seniors a reassuring sense that they are taking control over hidden risks. And now prepare for the next habit. This one is surprisingly common. Almost every senior does it unknowingly. But brain doctors warn it significantly increases stroke risk, and the reveal will shock you. Stay tuned. Habit 2. Ignoring morning medications. Many seniors wake up and start their day before taking prescribed medications, especially blood pressure or blood thinning medications. Missing these doses in the early hours can quietly increase the risk of stroke. The first few hours after waking are the most sensitive because the blood pressure naturally rises and vessels are under subtle stress. Repeatedly missing medications quietly increases the chance of serious complications over time. One senior noticed that on days when she skipped her morning medication, she felt a gentle pressure in her head, slight dizziness, her hands were cooler, and her legs slightly heavier. Her chest felt a little tighter, and she experienced mild lightheadedness and sluggishness when moving around. Her doctor explained that even small gaps in medication timing can lead to subtle increases in blood viscosity and vessel strain. Over time, these small unnoticed changes quietly affect brain health. The reason is physiological. After sleeping, the circulatory system adjusts slowly. Missing medications can cause a spike in blood pressure or a temporary clotting risk. The brain and heart are most vulnerable right after waking. Taking medication consistently helps maintain steady pressure and supports safer blood flow. The solution is practical. Keep medications by your bedside or set a gentle reminder. Take them with a small sip of water before any other activity. Even a simple routine like this stabilizes circulation and lowers silent risk. Seniors often notice fewer morning headaches, steadier steps, and a calmer sense of balance when medications are taken on time. Habit 1. Checking phone or rushing into stress immediately. Many seniors reach for their phone or jump straight into stressful tasks first thing in the morning without realizing the hidden impact. Stress hormones like cortisol spike blood pressure and subtly strain delicate vessels. This quiet surge can significantly increase the risk of stroke if it becomes a daily habit. Repeatedly rushing into stress quietly increases the chance of serious complications over time. One senior shared that checking emails and messages immediately after waking made her feel a sudden tightness in her head, slight dizziness in her legs, lightheadedness, a subtle warmth in her chest, and mildly cool hands. She felt mildly fatigued and her legs slightly heavier. A brain doctor explained that this early stress causes the vessels to react quickly to the hormone surge, increasing pressure and putting silent strain on the brain. The solution is simple. Wait 5 to 10 minutes after waking. Take a few deep breaths, stretch lightly, drink water, and focus on gentle movement before engaging with the phone or stressful tasks. This small pause helps regulate blood pressure and prepares the brain for a calm start. Seniors often notice improved clarity, steadier walking, and a gentle sense of energy that lasts longer. These 8 habits might seem ordinary, but each one quietly influences brain health, circulation, and stroke risk. Making small adjustments one step at a time can protect your independence, energy, and clarity over months or years. Which of these habits surprised you the most? Are you ready to make a simple change tomorrow morning that could protect your brain? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience could help another senior just like you. If you want more tips to stay strong, informed, and independent, make sure to subscribe to Senior Books and turn on notifications so you never miss advice tailored for seniors. Every small habit change builds a safer, healthier morning. Medical disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Every senior's health situation is unique, especially if you are taking prescription medications or managing chronic conditions. Always consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making major dietary changes or adjusting your supplement or medication routine. Listening to your body and working closely with your doctor is the safest path toward long-term health. Today, we uncovered 8 common morning habits that can quietly raise your stroke risk, from caffeine and sugar to rushing into stress and ignoring medications. But remember, these routines are not your enemies. When approached with awareness, moderation, and consistency, they can be adjusted safely to protect your brain circulation and independence.